Welcome to La Vida Rosa. I'm your host Pinky, and today we're going to be talking about The Ultimatum Season 3, Episode 8. So if you'd like to see more, then just stay tuned. But before we begin, I would like for everyone to check out my website, lavidarosastyle.com, where you can find cute accessories like the ones I'm wearing right now. Check that out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, y'all, I'm kind of under the weather. So if my energy is a little bit down, that's why. I'm still going to try to give y'all the best review I can. It's just all on me right now. I'm trying to push through it. Okay, let's start off with Caleb and Mariah because there's just not much to discuss with them other than they just need to break up. Mariah is 24 years old and she needs to go discover herself, find what she really wants in life. Discuss her past traumas with the therapist so she can heal and work through it. You know, her and her mom had this very codependent relationship, and she's bringing that into her romantic relationship with Caleb. She just seems so exhausting to deal with. She's constantly overanalyzing everything because she's insecure. She still doesn't know how to feel about, the situation between Arya and Caleb. And it's like, you brought him here. To me, the weirdest thing she does is that they'll have an argument and they'll kind of separate and go in their two separate areas. And when he walks in the room, she expects him to hug her. Y'all are arguing. That's weird. Why would you expect him to do that? She just sends a lot of mixed messages and then he has to pick up the pieces. Yeah, y'all, they just need to break up. He needs to let her go, live her life. If she wants to go get married to somebody, find somebody else. Because he knows this relationship is done. He just doesn't want to let her go, unfortunately. And I feel like that's a selfish thing to do. I guess we could talk about Nick and Sandy. I'm very confused on the beginning of this episode because they pick up like nothing ever happened. Like he didn't have this huge blow up where he was mad that Sandy kissed JR for a second time and he snatched away from her. He stormed out and he's upset. He doesn't even know if he wants to marry her. And when we pick up with them, he's apologizing and saying I love you rather than going off on her. And she's like, yeah, you just have a lot you need to work on. I'm like, what happened in the meantime? Like, that editing was terrible. It didn't make any sense. They didn't even give us no flashbacks. They didn't even give us no confessionals explaining what happened. Like, it just picked up right there. And I'm just like, confused. He did end up meeting with her mom and sister. He immediately starts hating on JR and throwing her under the bus for flaunting that relationship in his face and, using that as an excuse why he was acting a fool that entire time and whining about the fact that he didn't get to do the relationship thing with someone else. Whoever he was in a relationship ran off. You are the one who brought her here. I'm tired of saying this every single review. Like, she didn't bring you here. So this is not the way to win the mama over because the mama was looking very concerned the entire time. Whereas when the mama met JR, she was all over him and I almost thought the mama wanted JR for herself. This was not nearly the same energy. Everybody feels like he's overly emotional and they like the fact that JR was more calm and brought out a different side of her. And at the end of the episode, I thought we were going to see her meet up with Nick, but she actually met up with JR. And if these two run off together, I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself right now. But so then we have Zena and JR. He's just so shifty around her. Like, he's the type to he can't just sit there. He has to look around. He just looks uncomfortable. Like, something about him is so shady. I don't believe anything he says about her. He talks about how she's a great woman and, she deserves the world and, I want to be with her and da-da-da-da. He doesn't say it with half of the passion that he's talked about Sandy with. I mean, it's literally night and day. He talked about Sandy like she was a precious jewel. And it's like he's trying to do that with Zena, but it's not coming off as authentic. We've already seen how you are when you really like somebody. And whatever this is with Zena, you're just going through the motions. You're literally just saying anything that you think you're supposed to say. You're saying what she wants to hear, but I'm not believing any of it. I also think it's very shady and weird that they've been together for 3 years and she's saying just now she wants to get to know him better. There have been a lot of people questioning online whether this couple was a plant, whether they're actually in a relationship. Is this real? This is a big reason why I would question whether or not their relationship was real, because how do you not know his backstory after 3 years? What do y'all talk about? Like, they seem to have the most superficial relationship you could ever have. Like, of course y'all not ready to get married. Y'all don't even know each other. You know, he says that, you know, he was homeless, living in shelters, grew up not knowing where his next meal would come from, grew up in a family of 7 kids and had hand-me-down clothes, and he was consistently told he was ugly everywhere he went, and it made him question God. And now, you know, he's embracing who he is. He's tall, attractive, black, and I'm like, that's what you got? Once again, very superficial. That's what you boil yourself down to: tall and attractive and black. What about your character? What about your personality? What about who you are as a man? How did that shape you? So yeah, it completely makes sense why he would fetishize someone, because he low-key fetishizes himself. It was very superficial, nothing truly intrinsic, but Zena feels like she got so much from that. I'm like, y'all are not beating the fake couple allegations. He questions whether he loves her as much as she loves him, and he's not where she is as far as, you know, the progression in their relationship. She doesn't want to feel like she's the one chasing him. She wants it to be mutual and feels like he wants marriage just as much as she does. And obviously you feel that way because you actually brought him here, gave him the ultimatum. Like, that's why I don't agree with the premise of this show, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're chasing after him, wanting him to give you something that he should readily want to give you. And if he doesn't want to readily give it to you, that says a lot. Especially after 3 years, you still don't know what you want. You still don't know if you want to be with me. Like, you don't even know enough to want to propose. Stop wasting my time. Especially she's in her 30s. Move on. Like, what's the point of staying in something and you want to freeze your eggs, but you're moving on into your later years. But she says she feels their relationship has hit a glass ceiling, and she wants someone that is 100% sure about her. I guess his birthday was coming up. She got him an Eagle Grill set, and we see her going above and beyond for him, and I'm just like, does he do the same for you? Like, she even got him a bunch of balloons on his birthday. I would love to see what it is that he does for her on her birthday. But, you know, she's just so expressive about her love for him, and he doesn't do the same for her, but he was very much so willing to do that for Sandy. You know, once she surprised him with those balloons, he said he understands now, after 3 years and her bringing him here, that all she wants is security in this long-term relationship, and that's why she wants to get married. It took all of this for you to realize that? I don't like him. I don't like him, and he don't like her, and she needs to wake up and smell the roses. This man, why would you want to force somebody to marry you? So then we have Arya and Scotty. Scotty is so exhausting. I am so, like, even getting to him on my notes, it just, he wears you out. His love language is physical touch. She is not big on that. He said he meant non-sexual physical touch. He just wants, I guess, cuddling, hugging, you know, things like that. He never gets it. She feels like he is constantly bringing it up, even though she's made an effort to try to be better about it. He says, I'm tired of you getting emotional because I'm giving you constructive feedback. His constructive feedback is shutting her down, not allowing her to say anything, and let me just constantly tell you what you're doing wrong, and You know, even if I see you trying, I can't give you credit for that. It's not exactly the way I wanted it, so it's not right. She starts crying and apologizing, saying she feels bad that she even has to be told that. See, she allows his gaslighting to work on her. Zena wasn't putting up with none of that gaslighting. She wasn't gonna let this man make her feel crazy. Now I understand why Arya reacted the way she did at the beginning of this experiment when she saw him holding hands with Zena. He was provoking her. He was provoking her in that situation, and he's constantly provoking her. Every scene we see, he's pushing her buttons. He's looking for an argument. He's not looking for a solution at all. And I feel like Arya is the type of person that takes everything he says to heart, instead of taking a step back and looking at the situation for what it is, like, and seeing how he is manipulating her. He said that he's not sweeping anything under the rug and won't marry her if certain things are not done. Sir, you are the one who gave her the ultimatum. She's the one deciding whether or not she wants to be with you. Apparently, you already want to marry her. So, where all these demands coming from, I don't know. There was another scene where he was antagonizing her over pesto. I can't even be bothered to go back and see what that argument really was about, but he claims when she doesn't get her way, she stays in a negative energy for too long. He feels like she doesn't trust any of his decisions, and he's constantly looking for her validation. And I feel like that's insecurity. I feel like you shouldn't need her to validate all of your decisions. She can agree to disagree with you if she wants to. Like, it seems like you're the one who gets upset when you don't get your way. He says that she constantly holds what men did in the past over his head. And he's like, well, how do I navigate that for a lifetime? And once again, you're the one who gave her the ultimatum. Leave if it's that bad. Why are you even here in the first place? If it was this bad, why did you bring her here? What was the point? You wasting everybody's time. They talk about how their relationship is so much stronger. Where? If this is better in your relationship, it's toxic at the bare minimum, and y'all just need to break up. But she did say that she's not going to say yes to his engagement just because he wants her to say yes, and she's going to do what serves her at the end of the day, because he was trying to do a little bit of manipulation the day before. And I love the fact that she stood up for herself, and you know, she did kind of play into his emotions a little bit, but she did not back down and let him know, this decision is mine and you're not going to be able to sway me one way or the other. Why do I feel like he's going to dunk on her? Like, I feel like once they get to that last scene and he's supposed to propose, I feel like he's going to pretend like he's going to propose and take it back. He would do something like that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about these couples down below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? I'd love to hear your opinion, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.